Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Joe, great to see you as we do every day. Are these comments by Bill Maher, somebody who's very, very left, somebody who's very, very liberal, really the death knell to woke, or we still have a long way to go?
Yes, he's very, very liberal, Bill Maher, but he's also very, very honest, and he sticks to his principles. He does not care what his audience thinks in terms of him taking a stand in certain places, and wokeness is something that he has taken on because he knows, he sees what James Carville sees, for instance, of what this means to the Democratic Party, that when you are attached to something like defunding the police, which will go down as one of the worst policy positions ever taken by members of a political party in history, and it's not even close, by the way, it's going to show that, look, poll after poll shows an overwhelming number of Americans reject defunding the police, including a solid majority of African Americans, by the way. So when the Democratic Party does a standing O for Cori Bush, or CNN does a standing O for Cori Bush, who uses campaign funds to the tune of $70,000 for her own personal safety while allowing St. Louis to become one of the most dangerous cities in the country because the police force is underwhelmed and overmatched, that's going to have serious political consequences for Democrats in 2022 when they lose a majority in the House and the Senate.
Okay, so you mentioned CNN. Let's talk about that for a second, because Brian Stelter did address the CUOMO brothers situation, if you will. Let's go ahead and take a listen to what he had to say.
This has been a conundrum for CNN that has no perfect answer. Chris made no reference to his brother's troubles, and that is by design. He tuned out the family drama and led compelling interviews during CUOMO prime time, all while dealing with what has to be one of the hardest periods of his adult life.
What do you think of what he had to say about this? I mean, you know, on one hand, I guess you have to address it. So, and you know, obviously, Chris Cuomo did not address any of it, and now he's on an apparent scheduled vacation. But I don't know. Were you happy? Were you happy with what Brian Stelter had to say in that address?
I found it disgraceful, pathetic. Not really surprising, actually, because the media correspondent for CNN, Jillian, is no different from Chris Cuomo. He engages, that being that media correspondent, engages in crisis management, but he does it on behalf of the network. And look, several editorials have been written from the left, the right, and otherwise arguing that Chris Cuomo should not serve as a primetime news anchor anymore. He is an activist. That media correspondent you just played talked about how there's sympathy for Chris Cuomo within CNN. I wonder if the women of CNN like the fact that Chris Cuomo, as an anchor, wrote statements for a sitting governor on how to smear victims of sexual harassment by a 60-something-year-old love gov. And this is why CNN has reached now its lowest point in its 41-year history. They are now sending its media correspondent out to defend the indefensible. And anyone with eyes, ears, and sanity sees right through this. The network will never recover from an ethical perspective. That is for certain.
Joe, he says there's no perfect answer, but didn't you literally have the perfect answer last week when you said he's got to go?
Take him off the air. That's your perfect answer. It's not like he would. I keep hearing this argument. You would do the same for your brother. I have a brother. But if I'm an anchor on primetime television, then I remove myself from that situation before I help my brother, and then after the fact when he gets caught doing it and it's in the AG's report, you can't say, well, you know, he's not going to interview his brother anymore. He's taken himself out of the conflict of interest. That wasn't the situation in 2020, was it? When time after time after time, Chris Cuomo put his brother Andrew on to promote him, to serve as his PR flack, to get him a $5 million book deal, to win that Emmy for him. You can't have it both ways. And if CNN was the old CNN, they would have got rid of him a long time ago, guys.
Still think the answer would have been, at least for last week, to take him off the air and let someone fill in to be able to cover the story accurately. But, you know, that didn't happen. So, Joe Concha, good to see you.
Jillian.
Yes, yes, good
Great
to see you.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks, Joe.